welcome to another edition of Better Know a Writer. Today I am with Sarah Reichert, who is the author of several romance novels, which she would like to tell us about.
Oh, thanks, Heather, for having me. So I have a paranormal romance series out called The Southtown Harbor that's independently published, and it starts with Fixing Destiny. It's a ghost romance. And then I have a new series coming out through Five Prince Publishing this summer. And I think all 3 books will be out this year. So yeah. And that's a cowboy romance. So
It's very exciting, though. It's
yeah.
always good to see that stuff getting out there and getting in print and into the hands of people who maybe will read it, we
Hope so. I'm excited about it. I like sharing the stories. I don't expect it to reach everyone in the world, but it's nice to have it out there so I can move on to my next project.
Right.
Yeah.
Because they won't stop talking.
They don't.
They don't.
Those characters.
Yeah.
That might be my schizophrenia. Or
yes. Are you ready to be known?
I am.
Awesome. I have 13 scientifically proven by science departments all around the globe who have gotten together and determined that these are the 13 questions that will get your readers to know who you are.
I believe in science. Let us go.
Number 1, you can only have one book for the rest of your life. Which one do you pick?
Oh, I don't like that question. However, oh man, I'd actually pick Willow by Waylon Drew. It's based on the movie, if you know of the movie. That's a hard one because it's got a lot of action, adventure, a lot of different characters, some romance, some fantasy. Yeah, I'd probably
like a salad.
Yeah,
a genre salad. Nice.
Right.
What is your favorite pen?
Ooh, my favorite pen. I like fountain pens. They can be dangerous because when they leak, it's horrible, and there's nothing worse than a leaky fountain pen. But my favorite are Uli fountain pens, OOLY, and yeah, I just like the flow of them, and it makes me feel fancy. Which I'm not a fancy girl, so if I get a fancy
Charles Dickens was here.
Right? Yes, like I'm a serious author when I write with a fountain pen.
I used to think I was a pen snob, but now I know I am not because I have encountered people who are much more fussy pen users than myself. So
I will use chocolate pudding in an emergency to write, but if I have a choice.
And then eat this after reading.
Right. Well, this book smells amazing.
If you could live anywhere in the world, where would it be?
I would probably pick someplace close to the mountains or close to the ocean. I'd say ideally it would be a cabin in the Pacific Northwest. Nice. Yeah, that would be nice. Quiet, a little bit of both. I like nature, I like being around those sounds.
Yeah. What truly scares you the most?
Besides anything happening to my children, that's probably my worst fear. I don't have any baseline, spiders don't bug me, snakes don't bug me, critters don't in general bug me. I don't have an unhealthy fear of spiders like some people I know. But
I don't know who you're talking about.
Right. I think I honestly am scared about dementia and losing my mental faculties. I think that frightens me. I mean, once you get it, you probably don't notice, so it's probably not as scary, but yeah, that's probably something that I fear. Especially when what we do is so much based in our brains, it's very important.
Yeah. That's why I'm writing as much as I possibly can now, so somebody else can come along and clean up the mess later or sell off my manuscripts as originals. And they're like, what the fuck was this?
Right. Who edited this? No one. It's pure. It's raw. It's raw talent right there.
Welcome to my brains. Yeah. Sarah, what is the best book to movie adaptation other than maybe Willow?
Oh, that is a really good one. Man, that's a hard one. I enjoyed The Abyss. I know there's some differences in the ending of The Abyss, but yeah, as far as book to movie, I think they did a really good job. And even going back now and watching that movie, I'm impressed with how well they did at the time with the technology they had.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That movie really played into some of my other irrational fears.
Yeah. Well, drowning. That's a fear. Oh my
Imploding.
God, we could go into fears all day. Small, tight tubes. I don't like that.
Yeah. No. No. Star Wars or Star Trek? And hint, why is Star Trek better?
I'm a Star Wars girl. Sorry, Heather.
It's
However,
okay.
I have very fond memories of Star Trek as a kid. I only had like two stations up in Wyoming growing up. We didn't have a lot of money, so it was rabbit ears,
Yeah.
And one of the two stations we had would play MASH and then Star Trek Next Generation. So I would watch it every day
Ooh,
with my dad. And
the
so yeah,
TNG. Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
So old school, that is one of my favorites. I mean, I still have a thing for Picard, like
Yeah.
deep in my
I
heart. So
mean,
I like the evolution of Star Trek. Like it's managed to keep up with the times, and Star Wars is just a great pattern for storytelling. So they both have good.
Harrison Ford is there.
That's kind of why I pick it. Yeah.
Where do your ideas come from?
Um, a lot of my romance novels, they usually start with character. The characters just pop into my head, and then I ask, how can I torture them? And then later give them love.
Well, see, that's the nice thing that you do that I don't
Right.
do to my characters.
Well, the world needs both.
Yes, it does.
Yeah.
I'm glad that you're there to provide that.
But when I do short stories or spec fiction, I like to use the newspapers. I like to use headlines because there's some weird stuff that happens in real life that you can really draw on and expand upon. So yeah.
The whole truth is stranger than fiction thing, I think is, and all you have to do is type in Florida man.
Right. No, it's true. Like there's probably something new every day that they have
Probably.
done.
What's my favorite book?
Oh, gosh. Have you ever told me? I don't know. I would guess it would be something by Stephen King, perhaps.
No.
Okay.
What is the best font?
She's like, and I'm not telling you what it is. The best font. I like Garamond. Anything but Comic Sans. Honestly. And I also New Times Roman. Times it's timeless.
Yes.
Sometimes if I'm doing a flyer or something, I like to use the typewriter.
Sure. Yeah, that one's fun. Yeah, Comic Sans. I don't know who gets away with still using that for anything other than comic books, or why somebody doesn't say, hey, you shouldn't use that. I don't know why.
It gives me like traumatic flashbacks to like notices up in where I used to work in an office building for data entry. And it would always be up on the notice board, don't eat my lunch, or clear your copies out of the copier. And it was always in comics.
I don't know why. Maybe I don't, maybe it doesn't use as much ink and it's more economical for offices.
That might be the only reason. Or they're like, oh, this looks fun because they have different brains.
Yeah.
Yes.
How many notebooks is too many notebooks?
They're never enough. I might be reaching capacity. All my desk drawers are full, and I have 2 bins in my bookshelf full. But yet I still look at them when I go out shopping. I think it's because it's a sign of the potential for what we could do, even if we don't ever use them, or there's 4 or 5 lines. Yeah, I
Like the crisper drawer where good ideas go to die.
Yes, I am going to eat 6 pounds of spinach.
Of course we are.
Right, yeah, we are. And then you go in there and you're like, or I could have 17 cheese sticks and whatever, anything.
Carbs. Where are the carbs? Carbs and cheese. That's all you need.
That's all I want.
Yeah. What is on the top of your to be read pile or piles?
Oh, I got a lot of piles. I feel bad about that because I know you're supposed to read more as a writer, and I do read. It's just if you're in the process of editing, which by your cards you are, if you're reading a lot through your own stuff, sometimes at the end of the day you're like, and my brain's done. So on the top of my pile, I'm working on the Thousand Doors of January, and I'm really enjoying it. But next
Nice.
on the list is Chuck Wendig's last book in his Miriam Black. I'm like waiting. That's sort of my treat. I can't wait to get to that one. So
Yeah. The January book is
yeah,
at the top of my Goodreads to be read pile.
yes.
I'm really excited to get that one
So
started
far, it's very good. But
once I finish all these other ones.
I know
I
I've
know.
got tops there.
If you could have coffee with anyone, living, dying, real, or fictional, who would it be? Living or dead, fictional or real?
You don't want to take a dying person to coffee, or maybe I do. That would be a nice thing to do.
That
Really.
would be nice.
Um. Ooh, that's tough. I would, Ray Bradbury, fascinating guy, and his book on writing is very interesting, and I always
Oh.
like the way he approached sci-fi and writing, and with so much joy, and we share a birthday, so I'd probably take him to coffee.
I have not read his book about writing, and now that's going into my Goodreads list of things that I need to read.
Yeah, put
So
that on your stack.
thank you.
That
Thank
sounded
you
like
for
a threat, so don't take it like put that on your
that
stack.
on your stack.
Mm.
And the last question we have is if you could give advice to a writer in 5 words, what would they be?
Um, don't use them. Wait, don't use any of that. Wait, have we started? Hang on. I would say write what you love, um, because I know that's it. Write what you love is four, and I'm going to stick with that. You
Well,
can
we're
write
writers. We're
what
not
you
mathematicians.
right, yeah. Like if you're not enjoying writing, then you're not going to do it well. You're not going to finish your project. And we don't always love the process, right? There's always something to get out of the process. So I would say, yeah, write what you love, and it will come through in your writing and be more enjoyable to read.
I guess I love murder.
Yeah, what is wrong with you? Should we
I
unpack
don't know.
that? I love crime. I like blood splatter.
I like to crime.
I like to crime. I like to
Yes.
arson.
Yes. Well, this has been awesome. Thank you so much. You are now known.
Oh, thanks, Heather. I feel known.
You are.